I'm Mike.
And I'm Adam.
And this is Stuff and Waffle. Two friends talking about stuff, and often as not, waffling with frequent reference to Bond cars.
Today has been a busy little bugger of a day.
It has sounded like that, yes.
Yeah, it's been all on the go. Some work and some car-related shenanigans today as well.
Oh, we like car-related shenanigans.
Yeah, well, it got to end of work time, and I'd arranged to take the Volvo down, drop the keys off, and leave it with a mechanic for its MOT.
Yes, it's been sort of out of service, hasn't it? Voluntarily out of service.
Yes, I will put that down to my piss poor planning. The MOT expired. Well, no, actually, 2 days prior to it expiring, I thought, bugger, I better deal with it and book one. But that being the week that would turn into Christmas was just couldn't have timed it any worse.
Well, I dropped it back to you. It was a week before that, I think, and it hasn't done a lot since then, has it?
No, I had to do a couple of tasks in it when you dropped it off.
Yeah.
And then I forgot to book it, so I did. So that was, but it's my own fault. I've got nothing else to say on that.
Okay.
Silly boy.
Yes. But it was not for the listener parked on the public road.
No, it wasn't. It was wedged. It was
wedged
down the side of the house.
Yes.
Wedged so much so that when it came to, I parked it down the side of the house and then had to exit the vehicle through the boot because I couldn't open the door because it was that wedged.
You've not got the widest down the side of the house, have you?
No, I can park the Mini down there and get in and out of the door fine, but the Volvo is a no-go.
It is not going to work.
No, so that's been an issue. But for the keen listener, they will realise that a significant amount of time, probably in the region of 4 weeks, has elapsed between parking it and then requiring to move it.
Yes.
So
I'm sure our listeners were all over that. Yeah.
So I jumped in, and I was not surprised to find it was flat as a pancake. Well, not actually. No, it wasn't actually flat as a pancake, but didn't have enough oomph to get it going. So
yeah, that's not a surprise, is it? Really?
No. It's been sat for 4 weeks, so it's fine. So I've got a jump pack. However, I don't have Stretch Armstrong arms. So
okay. Go gadget arms.
So I sort of climbed in, and the battery's in the boot on those.
It is. Yes.
And the only way to get to it is lift the boot flap thing up, which I thought, I'll just attach it, but it did not want to come off. So I had to leave it up flapped, connect the pack, jump through the car, start it, and then go, I've not connected that well enough because that's just not doing anything. Climb back through the car, reattach it more successfully, climb back through to the car, do that, then get back to take the bloody jump pack off.
That's a lot of clambering about over those seats.
Yes, and it's full of the kids' car seats, and it's like, oh, for goodness sake. So, and then I got it out, and then got it out on the road and went, oh, for goodness sake, the tyre's flat as well.
Oh, no.
It's just because I was helping out doing stuff at work, and I said, I'm just going to nip out. I've got to drop the car off. I'll be back quick. I'll give you a hand to finish off the bits and pieces.
Not that quick. No,
it's not as quick as I'd like. So
again, a flat. I assume it's the tire that we've both been keeping an eye on.
They said he'd double check it for me to make sure it was because the mechanic was there when I got there. I didn't expect him to be down there, but he was working late.
Yeah.
He said, no bother. He said, I'll give it. I'll have the wheel off and make sure there's nothing dodgy about it.
That's been losing air for quite some time. I mean, I had to pump it up several times when I had it. So that's not been in the best shape for quite a while.
No, but unfortunately, there's a load of meat left on it, so I've just been taking the stance of I'll just pop it up.
Yeah, I've done that. Yeah.
So yes, but with it being 4 weeks, I completely forgot that it tends to lose air, and then as soon as I started rolling backwards on the drive, I went, "Oh bloody hell!"
Yeah, I know what that is. I
Yeah.
see what's happened here.
Mm.
Yes.
So it's like a slightly delayed departure there, but
Oh dear.
oh dear, yeah,
But you got it there.
yeah. So that's
going to have a nice, fresh, sparkly MOT on it.
yeah, I hope so.
Maybe. Yeah.
Well, there's nothing hanging off, and everything's in an all right state.
Yeah, you changed the bulb on the headlight, didn't you? And everything else that it needs to have was all right. So
as I was out of the car waiting for it to pump up, I gave pump up the tire. I gave all the other lights a quick once over, make sure they're all where they should be. No bulb issues. Plenty of meat on the tires. If just a little bit of
flat, yes,
a bit of air lacking, but the meat on it's fine.
Yeah.
So all is
I was going to say, actually, last time I drove it, the radio worked.
I didn't turn it on today to find out.
Okay.
I wasn't cross with it, but I was in a hurry. I was like, "Oh, I don't have time for this."
I mean, to be fair, a flat battery and a flat tire, you probably should have guessed.
Yes, but what I didn't guess upon was helping out on a late work job.
Yeah, true.
When I booked it, I thought I'll just have some bit of time to spare and deal with that. But
you'll be home in plenty of time to do that. Yes.
No, but there we go. Not the end of the world.
All sorted now, and hopefully you'll have a nice, fresh MOT on that shortly.
Yeah, it's booked tomorrow afternoon at some point, but it's just if it needs odds and sods, it needs odds and sods.
It's in better shape than someone else's Volvo.
Oh,
have you not heard about that?
No. Oh, I know. Well, it doesn't take much guessing whose Volvo, but go on then.
No, it's a bit broken, that.
Oh no! Was it related to the same issue?
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think it was the issue that you had when you were driving it back.
Oh bloody hell!
No, this is a whole new set of problems.
Oh, it could well have been down at the mechanics when I dropped mine off. I was just.
It is down there at the moment. It hasn't been, but it is at the moment. Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't. I honestly, I was in such a rush. I didn't. There could have been Ferraris and all sorts parked out, and I wouldn't have noticed.
No idea. That's not the garage that's told him about the issues, but he's taken it there for a second opinion, I think.
Okay, go on then.
But I'm just I've prepared this really well, and I have all the information right in front of me in no way whatsoever. So you might have to hang on a second. I believe he just sent me a message saying, "Yeah, Volvo's dead." That's how it started, and it might not be, but it's not very well. Here we go. Getting to the nub of the crux here. Yeah. So, where are we? Yeah. Okay. So they have given him. He took it in for just a quick sort of once over, and they said they gave him quite a big list of things that are quite broken, and a quote for 1,800 quid.
What on earth is wrong with it? To warrant 1,800 of your English pounds?
Quite a lot. Yeah.
Go on then. Give us a. I mean, you don't have to do the whole lot, but I mean the highlights, for instance.
I'll give you the highlights. Yeah. So, the rear suspension is completely shot. It needs tyre alignment. It needs 2 new tyres because of the suspension problem. They're basically worn down to nothing on the inside. But okay on the
weird,
outside.
Yeah.
It needs fuel filter, alternator, belt tensioner, and of course all the labour to do all of that. Some of those things are more urgent than others, but that was the sort of brief list that he gave me. But yes, the actual phrase he used was, that's the end of the Volvo, because that's more than he paid for it. And yeah, it's basically just there isn't a remote possibility of him spending 1,800 quid on it. It's just not going to happen. So he has now given it to your mutual chap for a second opinion. He could get away with not doing all of that, but it was 1,100 quid just for the suspension, and it basically isn't safe unless that's done. They did question its MOT because that hasn't all just happened overnight.
No, that hasn't built up. No,
the suspension issues particularly have been there for a while, so they did question its current MOT, but yeah, they said 1,100 quid just to do the suspension on its own. So not looking good for that. As I say, he's getting a second opinion on it, but yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that one possibly didn't last long.
Oh, what a shame, because otherwise, absolutely, I mean, I say
Really
otherwise,
tidy.
but there was nothing other than that weirdness on the way home. Other than that, it felt...
Which I believe hasn't occurred again.
No.
But it's got some quite major issues, yeah.
What an absolute bastard.
Yeah, I know. I did say you're going to, report the garage that MOT'd it, but no, he's not going to bother to get into all that. But who's to say when things happened? But
yeah, quite.
But it's annoying when you discover that and you think, oh, should this really have an MOT? Really? This must have been visible when you tested it.
It's a bit naughty, isn't it?
Yeah, well, MOTs aren't always MOTs, are they? If you know the bloke. Sorry, what was that?
No, they're not all created equal, I'm afraid.
No, they're not. They should be, but they're not. So, yeah. And then he pulled the Puma out of the garage and found an enormous hole in one of its sills. It's been quite damp in his garage, apparently, and it's yeah.
Oh well,
He had a little look around there, and it got bigger.
Oh dear.
So that is for sale. It was for sale anyway, but he's had to reduce the price a bit. Sorry, I shouldn't laugh. It's not funny.
Oh, it's not. That's bloody hell.
So yeah, that's both cars. Not happening at the moment.
What a pain in the ass.
Yeah, indeed.
No,
I mean, you sort of expect, although the rust on that has accelerated at quite a rate.
Yeah, that's a shame. I mean, but that's got a bit of life in it, even if Phil doesn't want to be dealing with it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a car that you'd be prepared to sort out, actually.
Yeah, even if he doesn't.
Even if he doesn't, somebody probably will. The V50, however...
less alluring.
Well, it's not really worth... I mean, he only paid 1,200 quid for it, didn't he?
Something like that, but it's just...
It's 1,800 quid worth of work, so...
No. Oh, dear. Tricky. I was unaware of this. It's... I
assumed you heard about all that, but...
No, it's been all... I mean, I haven't... I will see him properly on Saturday, so I'll probably get all the full gist then.
Oh, you may get even more details than I've given you, but that's the gist of it anyway. Yes,
yeah.
The Volvo is most unwell.
I see. Right. Okay. I feel for him on that one. That's a right old pain in the ass.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, absolutely. On the face of it, I probably would have bought that car too. It looked really tidy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there are others advertised at that sort of money. You know, it wasn't like it was ridiculously cheap or anything. It was a fair price for one of those.
Yeah.
But it was hiding some secrets from the look of it.
No, that is a shame.
Mm.
But oh dear.
It may not be, he might be able to do something with it, but as he said, he can't spend that kind of money on it. It doesn't make sense.
No, but I mean, it'd be interesting to see what the second opinion comes back with.
Yes, indeed.
But there we go. We shall see.
Bit of a shame that.
Bit of a bugger. Well, go on then. On a cheerier note.
Yeah, lift us up a bit.
I went and did a car thing.
Oh, you did? Yeah, you did. You drove a long way to do a car thing.
I did. That was if it was planned slightly better, I wouldn't. It would have been nicer to stay a tad longer.
Yes,
because that was leave a Saturday afternoon. Get up really early. Well, not really early, but earlier than you'd want on a Sunday. Go and do the event, and then immediately get back in the car and drive back again.
Yeah.
Oh dear. And it was torrential rain and just dickhead drivers and constantly driving in darkness by the end of it as well, courtesy of our glorious winter time. However, the bit in the middle was the Sunday scramble at Bicester Heritage.
Yes, indeed. And how was that?
That was a lot to take in.
Yeah, I bet.
There's a lot going on there, and there's a lot of pornography there.
It's become quite the destination, hasn't it, for a bit of a car show?
And I can see that because it's not. How do we put this delicately? No, I don't need to be delicate. It's not full of influencers.
No
Instagrammers with their Lambos. It's nice cars.
Well, nobody wants that.
No one does. But it is. I tell you what, it's really easy to become numb to things that are quite special.
Because there's so much of it.
Like, hang on, I tell you what, I'm going to have a little skim here.
We got some bickies.
I do, and they will be going up when I'm ever so slightly more organised.
Yeah.
Why can't I count? There we go. So, we are well aware. We covered it in a reasonable amount of detail when it was announced, and deemed it one of the rarest cars known to man in the current Porsche range. Actually, the 911 GT3 Touring.
Oh yeah,
the sort of thing where you go, oh, you'll never see one of those. I've been lucky enough to see one at Porsche when we went to the touring cars at Silverstone, the Porsche Experience Centre. There, they had one. Lovely thing, lovely. But as it turns out, if you go to Bicester Heritage for this event, you become quite numb because there were 6 of them. Six cars that are so rare you'll never see those.
So we would have counted ourselves lucky if we'd seen a glimpse of one, and they had 6. Well, that's just greedy, isn't it?
Yep. So that's a thing. A bit like perhaps not the exotic brand, but certainly the rare car. Toyota's GR86, the one that's all sold out in the UK, and only a few hundred ever came here.
Very tasty.
Yeah. Again, I think 5 or 6 of those there.
Oh dear.
It's a good percentage of the allocation all in one place.
Yeah, that's okay. Wow.
There was a little treat for you there, actually.
Oh.
They had the prototype X-Type that we've discussed. The estate with the monster engine.
Oh, what was going to be the X-Type R?
Yeah.
Oh, the one with what we think is the ST220 engine.
I believe so.
Yeah, well, it would make sense for it to have been, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So that was there.
Oh.
Sounds a bit dirty.
Oh, I would, if that was a thing, I'd be all over that. I really would.
Well, it's nice.
There was some other X-Type news this week.
Really?
Yeah, just a little bit. If I may do a quick aside here,
Please do.
And then we'll come back to your Bicester filth. Coming back to the aforementioned our friend Phil, he's found my old X-Type. It was for sale a few weeks ago in Swindon for £3,500. It's done 105,000 miles. It has an MOT with no advisories, and it's looking quite smart.
Hopefully, it's not been to the same MOT test station as the Volvo.
Indeed. Yeah, well, no, because this one has. And mind you, I suppose technically Phil's has an MOT. It just doesn't go. Yeah, it was different alloys to the ones I had on it. Strangely, I don't know what's gone on there. Right. He found my old X-Type in Swindon.
Bloody marvellous.
Bloody marvellous. He even found a picture. I was absolutely delighted.
Oh, I like that. That's good. But presumably sold now?
It has sold now, so that there is no chance of me buying it back. You don't have to worry about that.
Well, I don't have to worry about that. I just get to enjoy the ride.
Yes, you get to enjoy the fallout from that. Yeah,
I'd like that. It's going, not only have you bought another one, you've bought the same one again.
The same one back. Yes.
And there it is.
I've just fired you the picture, yeah. Ironically, it's parked next to a Tesla.
Oh, I see. Look at that. Hang on, let me make that a bit bigger. There we go. When you had it, you did have the private plate or personal plate. Same plate, but it's got is it a Welsh one, that one?
It's got a Welsh flag on it, a Welsh dragon on it. So it's obviously been living in Wales, I would suggest. But it's not now. At least it was sold in Swindon.
Okay. Fair enough.
No, that's decent.
Yeah, that's a strong bit of cash, isn't it, for that?
It is actually, yeah, it is. For one of those, it is, yeah.
Very good. Very good. Yeah.
Do you know, it's lovely to see it still going. It really, because I lavished so much love and money on that.
Yeah.
And there's family memories in that car. We brought our son home from hospital in that car. It's
that all counts.
It does count. It really does. And that's it's one of the reasons the X-Type is so kind of close to my heart, really. But it's lovely to see that is still on the road.
Still going strong.
Still going strong. Excellent. Over 100,000 miles on the clock, and there it is, an MOT with no advisories. I am delighted with that.
Yep, it looks in good state. Nice, someone's clearly given it a wash, and it's good.
It looks all right. Yeah.
Yeah, no, fair play.
Anyway, I interrupted your Bicester report with that. Sorry.
Did you? Yeah, you did. What was I on about? Lots of things that are rare, but not when you're there.
Yeah.
One thing that they did have that.
You mentioned an X-Type estate. That's why we got.
Oh, that was it. Yeah. Yes. It's all flooding back now.
It is.
Harry was there with the freshly finished Lancia.
The Lancia. Oh, lovely.
Yeah, that was an impressive thing, and I'm surprised he brought it actually, because
he's got to do the running in miles, hasn't he?
It's just the weather was appalling.
Yeah, but it's not far for him, is it?
No, I suppose not. He's in and around Burford, isn't he? Yeah,
which is not that far from there. So it's not. Yeah, it's not a massive journey for him.
No. So that was really nice to see after following all of the.
That was a spectacular.
Build
refurbishment, but it was a ground up build in the end, wasn't it? They were making whole new panels for it. So, yes,
that was a bit quite the price by the end of it as well. So
he did take us through the numbers, didn't he? Yeah, and they went quite high. Yes.
He's not earning off of that one at the minute.
It's no. In some ways, that build was more impressive than the Jaguar XJC that he did. As much as I love the XJC, the work on the Lancia was really impressive.
Yeah, that was more impressive. I agree on that one.
Yeah, I adore the XJC, but yeah, its restoration was not as impressive as the Lancia.
No, that was hardcore. That was fair play to them. They were impressive.
Made a whole new tailgate for him from scratch.
Yes, it's like where do you even begin with that?
I know. Especially if they didn't really have anything to copy, because the original boot lid was mainly made of filler.
Yeah, it's not a good base, is it? For goodness sake. No. Well, but no, I enjoyed that, and I was really pleased to see it. That was nice. So I did.
Nice, yeah.
I did snap a picture. There was a bit of dirtiness for me there. There was a freshly imported RX-7.
Oh. Yeah,
very, very nice. Had the nice set of Enkai wheels on it. It was in bright white, just fantastic. Dirty.
That is naughty. Yeah.
It was fairly. The only modification was a slightly changed exhaust, and that was about it.
Oh, okay.
It was very, very subtle.
Yeah. Very good.
They did have, we spoke about this a while back. We discussed that in 1980 there was an attempt, a kind of consortium in and around Aston Martin to buy MG.
We did discuss that, yeah, because we didn't know about that. Yeah, I didn't know about that. Yeah.
There was supposedly one of the Aston Martin MGs there, but it turned out it was after leaving the show and doing a bit of research, figured out it was a replica one actually. However, but it had been fastidiously recreated. So I've got some snaps of that, of having looked round at an MGB that had been heavily breathed on by Aston.
Okay.
That's quite. It's quite a thing, actually. It's considering if you think about MGBs in the sort of the late 70s, going into the last year of production in 1980, they were all of the rubber bumper nonsense.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, and lifted suspension. And
This had that sort of thing addressed. No. So I will pop up the photographs of these lovely, lovely treats. And there was
lovely.
I'll tell you what there was as well. I'm going to skim through. Where is it? Make sure I'm not talking utter dross. There. No, I didn't invent it. But they're just in the car park. Someone had brought their Gordon Keeble.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Lovely.
A very rare thing, as we discussed. I think we discussed that one after our Haynes visit, didn't we? Because they have one in there.
There's one at Haynes, and Electric Classic Cars in Wales are converting
that was one. It. Yeah, I remember.
Training one. Yeah, we were saying that actually that's not as heinous as you might think, because its engine is fairly innocuous.
Yeah, it's just just Chevy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just a off the shelf crate Chevy engine. So actually ripping that out and putting something better in is not the worst thing you could do to it.
That's it. It's a bit. I probably said it at the time, but I'm going to say it again just in case I didn't. You'd kind of want to do the same with the Jensen Interceptor as well.
Yeah, well, that had a number of different engines. Didn't it? So it was kind of potluck as to what you got, because they used a number of different.
But still, none of them rare engines.
No, not at all. No, not at all. Yeah.
they did have there that I didn't take a picture of because it's the first time I've seen one in person, and it backed up all of my thoughts from looking at the pictures of it and just going, the latest iteration of the Corvette, the C8, the mid-engined version.
Oh, yeah.
Just the proportions, it's wrong.
Yeah, it is.
The styling of it could have been absolutely fine, but they got the proportions a little bit wrong.
Yeah.
And it looks a bit silly as a direct result.
Yeah, it's a pity that, isn't it?
Mm.
Mind you, there have been some right dog's breakfasts of Corvettes over the years.
Yeah, because if we've this is a very good little topic actually. So, if we're going to have a Chevy Corvette, which generations do we find acceptable?
Well,
I know which ones I do.
I don't know the number of it. Let me just look it up because I know which is my favourite. Oh, there we go. Yes. So yeah, yeah. For me, and it won't be for everyone, but for me, it's the C4.
Oh, full 80s.
Yeah, the full 83 to 87. It's the 18 one.
And it's, did we mention it last week or the week before?
We mentioned it recently because there's one in A View to a Kill, briefly.
Oh, there is, yes, because it's got the
Bond drives one.
Yeah, it goes, oh, look, we've got pop-up lights. No. Yes,
exactly. Yes, that's Roger Moore drives a C4 briefly in A View to a Kill. But yeah, for me, that's, I mean, I've made no secret of the fact that I like 80s cars, but that is right in your face. No pun intended, because the character in the 18 that drove it was called Face.
Yeah.
But or The Face or Face Man or something like that.
All of those.
All of those, yes.
But yeah, I agree. I do like that one. It's not my favourite.
No, fair dues.
If I had to choose, and I'd have it willingly, this isn't me being forced, I'd have a C6 ZR1.
Oh yeah, no, that's a good choice.
That's it. That's the one. I'd have it in black as well, if I could, please.
Oh, that's dirty.
Yeah, hang on. Let's see if we can find a picture of that. Yeah, let's find one in black. Go on, please be one in black. Oh, yeah, it's that level of pornography that I was hoping for.
Mind you, you would be hard pressed to find a prettier car than the original, the C1.
Yeah, the 1 or 2 actually have real staying power with the way they look.
Yeah, they're all quite different, aren't they? Actually, if you look at them, they've had all very different styles.
Yeah, they've moved with the times.
If you lined them up, you wouldn't even. You can't. There's no kind of family lineage there. It's
no. I'd agree.
They are all very much of their era, aren't they? Actually, they're all very in touch with what was going on at the time.
Right, here's a question then. Yeah, let's go off the back of this then. I would probably say that an American car probably isn't at the top of yours or mine list.
We do tend to favour the European, don't we?
However, a Corvette, very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Mustang, very nice.
Mm-hmm.
They're all of a similar breed.
Yeah.
Good. And then, if you had to pick a muscle car, what would you have? You're not allowed an S-Type R, even though it is quite muscly. It has to be an American muscle car.
You can make a good argument for an S-Type R being a muscle car, to be fair.
You could.
But yes. No, if it has to be American, There is one car that has sprung immediately to mind, and it's not a good car. It's terrible, but I'm drawn to it because I'm quite childish, or I can be.
Go on then.
Firebird Trans Am.
Oh, Smokey and the Bandit.
Well, either Smoking the Bandit or Knight Rider, if you want the.
Depending on your era, really.
Yes, exactly. The Smokey and the Bandit one, particularly with all the gold stripes and the big chicken on the bonnet and all of that.
Was it a chicken?
No, it wasn't, but that's what they call it, isn't it? Well, no, it was a Firebird, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's just the clues in the name. The Trans Am, with the T-top it's just so in your face American. It's so it really ramming it down your throat. There is no mistaking that that's an American car.
Yes, yeehaw and all of that.
Yes, and all that. You can jump the broken bridge. You see, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
The sheriff behind you will be spitting his chewing tobacco out the window, and
it'd be terribly cross.
Yes, terribly cross. That's right. Trans Am.
Interesting. Because it's just not everyone's. That wouldn't be everyone's first choice.
It would.
Because Corvette and Mustang. Are the ones that people would ordinarily go to.
Well, you say that, you cannot ignore the Charger and the Challenger.
No, you can't.
The two, and I'm not drawn to the Charger. I've never quite got it.
That's because Steve McQueen didn't drive that one. You see, it matters.
It does matter. As big a fan as I was of the Dukes of Hazzard.
Oh yes, that too. Obviously, yes.
That too, you cannot forget that. It may be an embarrassing moment in the car's history, but it is there. I am more drawn to the Challenger, and it's Vanishing Point, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean that. The car in that film is just so cool, and I think of those I'd go for a Challenger. So that's tempting as well.
But will it drag you away from your Firebird? That's the question.
Yeah, see, Firebird's got a bit more character.
Yeah.
The Trans Am. And it's the name, as I've said this before, American muscle cars have such cool names. They are really good at names.
Yeah, they've got the hang of that, haven't they?
They really have, all of them. They've got fantastic names. You just say the name and you know that's going to be a cool car.
Yes.
I'm not saying any of these cars are any good. That's not what we're talking about.
I didn't ask that.
No, indeed.
Yeah. Right.
Challenger would be tempting, but the Trans Am, it's just so in your face.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Yep, very, very good choice. Well done, you.
And yourself?
Oh, I'm going to go for one that you haven't listed.
Okay, that's good.
I thought you were going to, but you shot off and said you started saying C. Cars beginning with C, and then you didn't.
No, I went all dodgy with me Challenger and me Charger.
No, I'd have a 67 Camaro SS.
Oh, that's naughty. That is.
I like
that's
those.
Really naughty.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, good choice. If you can find an SS.
Well, in this country, not a chance, really.
No.
They're about in America. That's not a problem. But here, a bit of an issue. I'd like one. I'd like one very specifically in a light blue, and I'd quite like the twin stripes as well, please, if I may.
Nice. And you've chosen that over a Mustang because the Camaro was always a little bit in the Mustang shadow. I never did as well.
No, it didn't. However, obviously the Mustang had this sort of staying power and continued on.
Yes. Yeah, lived a lot longer. Well, I mean, it's still making it today. Well, mind you, they're making the Camaro again, aren't they?
Yeah, they're making it again, but
there was a big gap. Yes,
there was, and then you got to think, well, the generations of the Camaro. Because I'm thinking, well, actually, we say, was there a gap? Was it?
Was there? I thought
no. I don't think there was, because we had the original, which is the one I picked. We had second gen, which is full 70 spec, but I still quite like it for that. The 80s and into the early 90s one was the one that got sort of dubbed the murderer's car.
Yes. Yeah, indeed. Yes, it did. Yeah, well, Top Gear didn't help with that. Yeah, the third gen.
The gap came. Then there was a fourth gen that took them all through the 90s. Then it stopped, and then we had the big relaunch.
I'm just looking at that, and yes, there was a gap. The third gen, actually, if you look at it, just looking at pictures of all of them here, the third gen, if you squint a bit, that could be the Trans Am from the same era. It's almost exactly the same body shape.
Yeah, but the problem is with those ones, they're all of that era, aren't they? Of going, it could be Trans Am, but really you're going to have to squint hard. It's more akin to the Fox body Mustang styling.
Oh, true. Well, again, same era, but I mean, then we're getting into the whole versus GM thing. But yes, from 2002 to 2010, there was no Camaro.
That's it. But
until the next generation came along, and that's naughty, isn't it?
I'll tell you what. Actually, I was saying, can I have the blue with the stripes, please? I was following what you were reading there on Wikipedia.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I clicked into the first generation one. There you go. Not that thumbnail one. If you actually click the link.
Oh, okay. Clicking. Oh, let's just give him a picture. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
That. Yeah. I'll have that one.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. But no, I wouldn't.
Okay, that's all right. That's fine. You can.
That's all right. We're not having a fight at the auction now.
No, that's good. No, we can. Well, would we ever drive off in these? I might actually. I generally would consider.
No. You wouldn't drive off in one. You would peel out. You have to.
Yeah, it would be a loud exit, wouldn't it?
It's not a Mustang, so you wouldn't stove it into the wall on the other side of the road. You would keep it under control, but there would be a bit of a peel.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, no, you make a valid, and it's a good job that neither of us picked a Mustang, because we could never leave an event without some sort of insurance claim.
Oh, it'd be ruined. Yeah, it'd have more filler than metal in it by now.
Oh, dear. What a state to get in. Okay.
Can I talk about something while we're on the subject of American cars?
Yeah, go on.
It's an American car we talk about a lot.
God,
we talked recently about the relaunch of the DeLorean.
Oh, okay. I wasn't where I was expecting you to go, but okay.
Oh, okay. Where did you think I was going to go?
I thought we were going to talk about Tesla and their fucking SUVs.
No, not at all. No.
And my offer is still pending. It's not arrived yet. So just a quick update on that.
Well, again, on that subject, if we may do a double aside, we know someone who has now ordered a Model Y.
Okay. What's the wait on that one?
3 weeks.
3 weeks? Who are they shagging?
He just ordered it on the website. It says 3 weeks. It's not through a finance company. He's buying it outright. So it's
maybe that's
probably the difference. Yes.
Yeah, what you've done there is you jumped a bloody queue in it.
It's not financed. It's not leased. It's just paid for, and boom, yours. So yes.
Bloody hell! I mean, if there were a salesman, they would have soiled himself at that sort of news.
Indeed. Yep. Cash buyer. What?
What is this?
Yes. What is this cash? Yes. So I might be having to go in one sooner than you, as it's turned out.
Bloody hell, better get on the blower because I wanted to be first.
I will keep posted on that. Anyway, I digress.
DeLorean.
DeLorean. We talked about the relaunch of the DeLorean, and we looked at the pictures at Pebble Beach.
Mm-hmm.
And we went... Is that it?
Underwhelmed, I believe, was where we left it.
There's another one.
In what sense, another one?
There is another company who are... Bear with me. There's another company who are relaunching the DeLorean. They're not using the name because the other company has that. But I give this company a lot more credibility than the other one, which is being run by the ex-Tesla chap.
Okay, so why does this one get more credibility then?
This one gets more credibility because it is founded by Catherine DeLorean, John's daughter.
Okay. What do we know so far?
Well, not a great deal. The company has only just started, but they do have a team on board. They have, I believe they have a prototype. There's certainly some photographs and things online. Allow me to send you a link to details of their first model, which will be called the JZD, or I suppose the JZD, since it's an American car.
We won't be calling it that.
No, indeed. Yeah, there you go. There's a link. DNG Motors, they are called. Very new company, but very much building, they say, on the DeLorean legacy.
On the face of it, that appears to be a coupe.
Indeed.
Well done.
That looks a lot more true to the original than the other one that we've seen.
Yep.
It is a two-seater sports car, gull-wing doors, stainless steel body. It's much truer to the original than what the other lot are doing. But yeah, Catherine DeLorean's behind it. So
okay,
watch this space, really.
I am going to watch this space, and before we wrap it up, do we know what's powering it?
That's a good question. I don't think we do. I sort of assumed it was going to be electric, because why would you not make it electric at this point? But I don't actually think it says.
Because it's a tricky one, because of something that's inevitably going to be this low volume, you could still get away with a stonking engine.
You could. It doesn't say. We don't know yet.
Okay.
I am on her Facebook group, and she's very active in the DeLorean Owners Club forum.
Dirty little bugger. I bet you're active as well.
Oh, I am.
Yeah.
I'm not a member of the DeLorean Owners Club anymore. I was for many years, but I'm not anymore. But I do keep an eye on their Facebook group.
Oh, yeah.
She's a member of that group, and she's been talking actively about it. So as soon as I do get some more details, I will share them here. But I thought that was, it wouldn't have been worthy of a mention if she hadn't been involved in it.
Yeah, that's fair.
So it does give it a credibility that perhaps the other one doesn't have. And from the pictures we see there, it does look very true to the original.
It does. Yeah, because if we go back to that other one, it's like we were so excited about it being announced, and then as soon as it was unveiled, we were like, I couldn't give a toss anymore, to be honest.
No, it was just no, indeed.
Bored
This
now.
this has a lot more promise to it, I think.
Yeah.
So they're also not going too big. The other one was talking about, volumes of cars and all sorts of things, which were clearly never going to happen. Plus, there's financial trouble there, and there's trouble over who has rights to the design, all kinds of things. And some of the stuff was developed when they were working for other companies, and right old state.
Yeah. Give up with that.
Whereas this, I don't know. It's early days. It seems to have the makings of perhaps a bit more of a chance.
Well, if we're going purely on looks, it's winning.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It does. If you look at that, I was thinking about this. If you look at that, if the original had still been in production today and had been developed over all those years, you could end up with what they're showing there. It is very much a kind of natural progression, I think, from the original. That was my take on it. I thought, actually, you've, unlike the other one, which turned out as a 5-door hatch, this really does. It feels like an evolution of the original.
It does. Yeah, I'd go with that. Yeah,
I guess the fact that it's got his daughter behind it, that's going to, preserving his legacy is going to be quite important to her.
Yeah, that's going to be at the forefront of her mind, really, isn't
it? Yeah, so we'll see. We'll come back to that one.
Okay. But, we will. Yeah, let's...
dngmotors.com, if anyone wants to check it out and see what's there. There's not a lot there yet, but...
There's not, but there are pictures, so please pore over them and let us know what you think as well. Because
I'd be genuinely interested in people's thoughts on that. Yeah,
that's better than the other one. Take the other one away
by a mile. Yeah, by a mile.
Yeah,
it really is. Yeah.
So what we've asked for is a load of people to say to us exactly what we've just said. That's the correct answer.
We like people who agree with us.
Yeah. I'd be interested to see arguments against, because compared to the other one, I can't see any. So if there is, please enlighten us what we've missed.
If anyone thinks we're wrong about the other one, the one that does actually have the DeLorean name on it, and you think that's better than what DNG are doing there, then let us know. But I'm betting there probably aren't many people of that opinion.
No, you're going to have to come back to this with your fact sheet and your list in your pros column, because we're struggling this end. But still check out the DNG motors.
Worth a mention, that I thought.
Definitely.
Well, I think that's probably enough of that for this week. Check us out on all the various social medias and things. Thank you very much for listening.